GamerSpawn.
Don't. Stay down.
I wonder what you're really afraid of.
It's a very exciting time for me. We're just putting the finishing touches to Uncharted 3 back at Naughty Dog. We're based out of Santa Monica in California, and as you might know, Uncharted 3 is the third game in the Uncharted series. I've been lucky enough to work on the whole series, and I've got to say that what we've put together with this game is something pretty special.
Oh, careful now. Wouldn't want you to melt.
Same cocky little shit.
So this game, of course, follows the adventures of Nathan Drake, who is a contemporary treasure hunter. This time, Nathan is on the trail of the lost city of Ubar. This was a city from ancient history, was located somewhere in the southern part of the Arabian Peninsula. It was a city of fabulous wealth, loaded with treasures, jewels dripping from the trees. But at some point, it vanished into the desert. And in every Uncharted game, we found the story of the game on a real-life historical mystery, and indeed a real-life explorer. This time we're focusing on the story of T.E. Lawrence, who is better known as Lawrence of Arabia, who had a lifelong fascination with the city of Ubar, which he dubbed the Atlantis of the Sands. And so Nathan Drake, accompanied by his best friend and mentor Victor Sullivan, sets out on the trail of the lost city, which leads them through Europe to a Crusader castle in the Middle East, and finally plunges them into the heart of the Rub al-Khali desert.
The Atlantis of the Sands.
Small problem. The Rub al-Khali desert, 600 miles across. I like the immeasurable wealth part anyway.
Well, we've worked really hard, of course, in every Uncharted game. We try and push out the bounds of what's possible in terms of video game technology on the PlayStation 3. We have an amazing team of engineers and artists and audio people at Naughty Dog who have really pulled out all the stops to do some new things in some exciting areas for this game. As you say, we've developed a whole new a number of separate dynamic water systems. The one that we showed off a little bit today, that's in the cruise ship level, is a dynamic sea technology, which creates the effect of a rolling ocean with an enormous cruise ship rolling around on it. An interesting thing to note is that some people might think that the cruise ship's driven by an animation, when in actual fact it's moving in response to the dynamic water simulation around it, so that as Nathan Drake has to try and keep his balance on the deck of the ship, it's actually in response to a physics system. It's just one of a number of new systems that we've invented for this game, including a new volumetric lighting system that lets the light play very naturally around Drake and the other characters in the game. And of course, we've continued to push the core mechanics of the game. In particular, we've worked a lot on the melee combat. We've introduced some new moves, some new stealth moves, some great new moves like the one you saw today, where you pull the pin on an enemy's grenade and leave him to his fate. Or not, or you know, the unwary player might get caught up in the glass. So it's been a lot of fun. We really expanded our toolkit and allowed us to find new ways to express those mechanics in our levels. So one of the things that we're most excited about in Uncharted 3 is our multiplayer game. Of course, the multiplayer in Uncharted 2 was the first multiplayer game we've made in about 5 years, and we had so much fun making it that we really started developing the multiplayer for Uncharted 3 even before Uncharted 2 was in the shops. We had fun building new levels, of course, developing many new styles of gameplay. We've invented a ton of different game modes, including a much bigger focus on co-op adventure. We've cooked up some new co-op playstyles, including an arena mode where you and a friend can fight off waves of incoming enemies, but in the context of varying kind of gameplay goals. So sometimes you just have to survive, against the enemies for a set time. Sometimes you have to defend a territory and take down a certain number of enemies from within a quadrant of the map. Sometimes you have to retrieve treasures and deliver them to a treasure chest in another part of the level. We even have a mode where you and a friend are fighting against enemies, but you're also fighting against 2 other human players who are kind of helping the enemies to attack you. That mode's a lot of fun. So yeah, I think people are really going to go nuts for our multiplayer game. We've got lots of unlocks, lots of leveling up, lots of stuff to keep people coming back for more.
Well, that's all real pretty, but what the hell's it mean in English?
It means be careful what you wish for.
We got really good feedback from the online multiplayer beta that we did earlier this year. The beta was a great success for us. It was the biggest beta on the PlayStation 3, I believe. Yeah, we listened very carefully to the fans of our games and incorporate their feedback into our game development process. So we learned a lot, and yeah, I think that's really going to show. It's really going to shine through in the finished game.